Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Steve McCullough coming with another video. Today, I'm coming back with the double battles on the battle spot. This time with the Mega Camera Up team that I built last week. Got my team in game and did some battles with it. You guys will see these are free battles. I always like to do free battles just to be able to mess around, not have that pressure, just so you can get to know the team, find the combos and stuff like that. So. We're going to go ahead and get straight into it. I will tell you now, in the team building video, I believe I said that Lantern and Musharna were going to have a Citrus Berry. That can't be. I ended up giving Musharna this leftovers since it's got a bunch of HP, just so we can get that gradual recovery. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first team. And first team we have, my opponent has a team of Mawile, Gastrodon, Kangaskhan, Thundurus, Gengar, and Zapdos. So, 3 Mega Evolution possibilities with the Mawile, Kangaskhan, and Gengar. And we also see the Gastrodon, which is going to be quite annoying. I don't really have anything to take care of it that efficiently. So, but that's why I kind of put Hidden Power Grass onto my camera. When I was thinking that, I was specifically thinking of Gastrodons. They can be pretty annoying. So that's why I decided to put that on. And so it's not too bad of a matchup for us, since we do the only thing that's going to resist are, well, okay, so Thundurus and Zapdos are immune to Earth Power, but I can still hit them with a super effective, or with a neutral Heat Wave at least. So if I get Trick Room set up, his team's pretty fast. I will be able to do some nice damage and be able to outspeed and pretty much ace his team. And in this matchup, Escavalier is part of my offensive core, but it's not really too much. It's not going to do too much against his team since he doesn't have any fairies, stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and just get started now. I decided to lead with Camera Up then Musharna. And I was like, well, if he does lead with Gastrodon, I can just switch out my Camera Up and just nullify that damage. But he ended up going Gengar Thundurus. So here I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably going to get taunted. If not by the Gengar, then by the Thundurus. So I was expecting the Gengar to taunt, but this is actually a really good lead for me, since he can't do too much to me offensively, especially the Camera Up. So he ends up going for a Volt Switch, and he's going to bring in the Gastrodon, which is a good play for him. And he taunts, which is what I was expecting, so I didn't even bother going for the Trick Room. And I just go for a nice Heat Wave here. That's going to do nice damage. It's going to bring Gengar down to its Focus Sash. It's going to do alright damage to Gastrodon. But I would say a burn would be nice here, but because of my ability, I can't burn with that. So Psychic connects with Gengar, and we're able to pick up a knockout turn 1. So that's really good. He's no longer going to be able to hit my Musharna for super effective stab. So really nice to start off the game. And he's going to bring back in the Thundurus, which I found interesting. So here I'm expecting like a Volt Switch maybe, because the Thundurus outsped the Gengar, and Gengar has higher base speed, so it's like, well, either he's scarfed or this Gengar was just slow and maybe bulkier. So I go in the Landorus expecting an Electric type move into that slot, and also switch in the Lantern expecting the Scald. So he actually protects with Thundurus, which I found interesting, and we do see the Scald into into Lantern. Landorus and Lantern, too close. So I was expecting an Ice Beam from Gastrodon, not an Hidden Power Ice, even though Hidden Power Ice is very common on Thundurus, but I was like, I do have the Focus Sash, so it's fine. So I just stay in and go for the knockoff, and I knock off the Expert Belt, which I found is an interesting item. And I just go for an Ice Beam into Thundurus, and that's going to do over 50%, which is fantastic. And we do see the Earth Power. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. It's not going to be able to knock me out. So this is where I would have loved to have Landorus in the back, so I could have switched him in. But here I switch out Landorus into Camera because I'm expecting Hidden Power Ice. I'm like, well, I don't know what his last Pokemon is. It's most likely, what I was saying, most likely the Kangaskhan in the back, because he still hasn't used his Mega Evolution. It could be the Mawile, but I wanted to intimidate whatever it was because it was going to be a physical attacker. So I wanted to conserve the Intimidate, and he ended up going for the Volt Switch into Lantern. So he might have been a little scared that he wouldn't be able to knock out the Lantern after that Citrus Berry recovery. So he double targeted it. A risky play in my opinion, because if I protect, it would have just been a free switch for me. But on this team, I think I only have 2 Pokemon that run Protect I need. So he ends up going for an Earth Power into Lantern. That's going to be able to pick up the knockout, which isn't too bad because now I can bring back in my Musharna, and I'll have like this powerful lead right here. And I'm expecting a, or I just want to get the, well, I'm expecting him to target down Camerupt with a Scald, and I also want to bring in for the Intimidate. So my idea here is set up Trick Room, and then have Landorus go down, and then bring back in Camerupt, and pretty much just be able to finish off the rest of his team. So we do see the Mega Evolution, and he ended up going for Play Rough, and I was like, okay, well, that's fine. That's not going to be able to knock me out. And he ends up going for an Earth Power onto Camerupt, and I was like, why? That wouldn't have, that probably wouldn't have knocked me out. So that's really unfortunate that my opponent made a misplay, because now Landorus has to stick around for 1 turn more, and I can't just protect Musharna. So we do see the Sucker Punch into Landorus. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's what I wanted. So Landorus is going to go down. That's going to be a free switch into Camerupt. And I do get a Psychic off. I go forward into Mawile because I was saying, well, I can just Hidden Power Grass the Gastrodon, and then so I just want to get chip damage off on Mawile. But what would have been better, I mean, a Heat Wave is going to knock out Mawile as well. So what would have been better is go for a Psychic into Gastrodon, and if it would have done 50% of his remaining health, I could have gone for another one, protected Camerupt, and then he would have had Thundurus and Mawile, and then I could have just Heat Waved in 1 turn. So he actually protects Mawile here, while I protect my Camerupt. So I was actually, well, I protected because, I mean, he can't hit me for super effective stab. Well, Gastrodon can, but I'm talking about the Mawile. Like, if he was going to Sucker Punch me, that would have been neutral, but Iron Head and Play Rough wouldn't do much. So I just want to get the Reflect off because I didn't know how much damage this thing was going to be doing. It's already at -1 anyways. But so here he makes a big mistake, and he tries to knock out the Musharna, which provides no offense. I mean, I can't. He should know by now. He's seen all my moves except for Helping Hand. He should know that I can't hit that Mawile even for neutral damage. So he should have gone for the Sucker Punch or something into the Camerupt slot, because this is the thing that's the big problem for him. So I do go for the Heat Wave. Mawile protects, but I do connect with Landorus, which is perfect. In this next turn, I'm just going to be able to easily go for an Earth Power to finish off the Mawile. So cutting it close, but I mean, I guess this whole time I did kind of set up my team to win. His Gengar went down turn 1, and then after that, Mega Camerupt cleaned up his team and took out the last 3. But I felt like I did a good job kind of setting up for the end game, where I put, like, all his Pokemon were low on HP. The Gastrodon was like 33, 40%. Mawile could have been at 100%. It wouldn't have mattered. I had super effective stab for him, and then the Landorus was below 50%. So I was kind of setting it up, and then the Trick Room, I got it off at the end, and Camerupt was able to finish. So it doesn't really matter how things are going. You just have to set up yourself to win in the end game. So that's kind of what I did. So I felt like I played pretty well. I made some mistakes, obviously, but I still felt like I played pretty well. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the second battle. And this time my opponent also had an interesting team. See the Hydreigon there? So he had Hydreigon, Entei, Amoonguss, Lapras, Gardevoir, and Hitmontop. So 1 Mega Evolution possibility here with Gardevoir. Hydreigon was scary. Here I had it was a little bit difficult to choose what I wanted to do in Team Preview, because I wanted a Scavalier could take care of the Gardevoir and also the Hydreigon, but Togekiss here would also be able to take care of Hydreigon, Amoonguss, Hitmontop, but Landorus would also be able to do some nice damage with Rock Slide and U-turn. Like I just had a bunch of options. The Hydreigon was the thing that was giving me the most problems because the obvious choice would be to take the Togekiss, but I had a bunch of moves that would hit it for super effective damage. Landorus also had Superpower, which would have been able to do a ton of damage to Hydreigon. But in the end, I was like, the Misdirection would be good here. This guy has the only moves he'll have that'll be spread will be Hyper Voice from the Gardevoir, because Hydreigon's just a single target Pokemon, and Entei's a single target Pokemon. Hitmontop single target, Lapras maybe a double target, but mostly single target. So I was like, Togekiss will be good here since I'll be able to get some nice Misdirection off since he doesn't have any spread moves. So we're gonna go ahead and get this next battle started. And I end up leading Togekiss Escavalier. So like even if he leads Entei, I can still go for a Follow Me. And so he actually leads Hitmontop Entei, so I'm like not really the best leads for me since I can't do much to him offensively. So I actually go for a Follow Me here, but I didn't realize that Fake Out has higher priority than Follow Me. So I was a little confused there, and he ends up double targeting down this Togekiss, and I was like, really? I go for a Swords Dance here. I was expecting maybe a switch from him, but I was also like, I can just get up to +1 since he intimidated me. And I go for Protect here, expecting the Sacred Fire from Entei. And I go for Air Slash, so we see I outspeed his Hitmontop anyway, so I don't know how his Fake Out went before my Follow Me. But we do see it is Citrus Berry. He took that quite well, to be honest. I thought maybe he was... But then I realized that I don't have any special attack investment. So he goes for close combat into Escavalier, and he missed the Stone Edge. So at this point, I was like, this Entei must be Choice Banded or something. If he still walked into Stone Edge instead of trying to take out the Escavalier. So he does go for another one. So I was like, I wonder he must be Choice Banded or Choice in some fashion. I go for an X Scissor, trying to get some damage off. So we do see the leftovers here. So he's actually not Choice. He just really wanted to prioritize taking out that Togekiss. But to be honest, I didn't even think about those leftovers. I know I saw them, but in my mind I was still saying, okay, this Entei is choiced. So he goes for Secret Fire right here, and I was like, what? He's not choiced? And I realized, oh yeah, like at the end of this turn, I realized, oh, he's got leftovers. Oh yeah, that's right. We saw leftovers recovery last turn. So like just a big mental problem in my head of seeing the leftovers, but thinking he had leftovers and Choice Band or something. So it's a big problem, but it is what it is. It's been a while since I've battled, so I'm bound to make these mistakes. So I bring in Camera up here. And he actually brings in Hydreigon, so I was like, okay, well, that's why he prioritized taking out the Togekiss. Because one Dazzling Gleam would be able to finish off that Hydreigon easily. So I guess I should have realized that. I mean, I still feel like Togekiss was a good lead. I should have protected it better, realized why he was trying to double target it and stuff. So I go for the Protect, because I know he's going to go for the Stone Edge. And I set up the Trick Room here, which is absolutely fantastic. This Hydreigon might be carrying Earth Power. You never know. It's got really good coverage. But right now I can go for an Earth Power onto Entei, and that's easily going to take it out. So it's a big offensive threat of his out of the way. So now we have Hydreigon, and so I set up the Reflected. The only problem is this Musharna cannot do anything against this Hydreigon. And he goes for Dark Pulse onto Musharna. And this is kind of like last game when his Mawile went for Sucker Punch. At this point, I literally cannot touch that Hydreigon. The only offensive move I have is Psychic. He might think I have Ice Beam or something, but I think he also probably wants to go for the easy KO. Or he's thinking that he needs to knock me out now so that he can go for a Draco Meteor without lowering his defenses. But I go for the Helping Hand Heat Wave, and that does quite a bit. That does like 50% damage to Hydreigon. So after Life Orb Recoil, another one is going to be enough to take it out since it's only going to be single target. So problem for my opponent, because now if I connect with this Heat Wave, it's over, and he need to one-shot me. So, oh, he goes for Protect. Maybe I was like, maybe he's gonna go for the double or triple Protect to stall out the Trick Room. But even then, it's not. He still have to one-shot me, which he'd need a crit for. And I do connect with the Heat Wave, and I'm able to take out the Hydreigon. So, a big mistake there by my opponent. I mean, even if he was at -6 special attack, he still would have been able to beat me because I wouldn't have been able to touch him. And that's part of the thing, realizing he should have realized that by because I didn't attack him. And especially after he saw the Helping Hand, he knew all 4 of my moves: Trick Room, Psychic, Reflect, and Helping Hand. So he should have realized that. And yeah, it was only 1 shot away from dying, but he still should have protected, or he should have just targeted down the camera because he knew I couldn't attack his Hydreigon. So even if he was at -6 special attack, he still would have been able to beat me because he would have done chip damage, chip damage, chip damage, maybe even gotten a crit once, and then it would have been over because I couldn't have touched him. So got a little bit lucky there at the end. That's one thing, you gotta always target down the most important Pokemon. So I still really like this team. Trick Room goes really well with Camerupt. He's a really strong Pokemon. If you can hit something for super effective damage, it's pretty much gone, thanks to sheer force and just his raw power in general. And Heat Wave, really good stab coverage. So you can hit something like Thundurus or Gengar, Kangaskhan, whatever. And it's most likely going to be a 2-hit KO. So those are the first few battles I'll be bringing. I think I've gotten the hang. I'll probably do some more free battles, but the next battles I put up will probably be rating battles. But if you guys got any suggestions for the team, go ahead and let me know. If you guys want to battle me, also go ahead and let me know. I'm going to be making a new singles team soon as well, so if you want to do singles, let me know. I'm going to start getting back in the swing of things. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.